So I was talking to my friend earlier today, and I forget why we were on the topic, but he was talking about posting to YouTube, and I was like, "You need to post to Instagram." And we got to talking, and it's like, think about. I mean, and I've had a lot of conversations like this recently. Think about how how short people's attention spans are, right? If you're watching this video and you still haven't even clicked off, it's only 15 seconds or so into it. That's still a longer attention span than most people would have. And my point of making this video is Instagram is just the tool that you need to be using. It's nothing else besides Instagram, in my opinion. I don't think you really need to even really worry too much about a website. I don't think you need to worry too much about your YouTube. I don't think you need to worry about TikTok. I think at the end of the day, obviously, the more of these platforms you could be on as a content creator, the better. And this video I didn't mention is geared towards content creators. If you're not a content creator, I think this still applies if you run your own business, or if you work for yourself and you are doing anything entrepreneurial. I think this same principle still applies. So stick around if you're still watching. But think about if you're going to connect with somebody. No one's asking for your TikTok. No one's asking for, oh, hey, dude, what's your YouTube? Like, that's very rare. Like yes, I do believe a YouTube sub is potentially more valuable than an Instagram follow, but I don't know. I almost don't even think so, because if you are connected with somebody via Instagram, you're seeing everything that they post. And yeah, of course you're seeing everything that they post on YouTube the same way. But Instagram functions as a way that you can communicate with people. Nobody's saying, "Oh, hit me up on the YouTube DMs or TikTok DMs." I don't even know if YouTube or TikTok has DMs. I think TikTok does. But like my point is, it's like that's not the way the world really functions. And if you're a content creator and you're worried about anything besides Instagram, in my opinion, you're not going about it correctly. You should just be trying to and you don't need to go viral. That's the other thing, is you don't need to do things that even necessarily get you that many views. Yeah, obviously more views is better, and it's going to give you a larger, potential to gain more followers and have more people looking at your work, and then potentially get work opportunities that way. That is true, but nothing beats real life. And the way that you're going to be connecting with people in real life, it's generally not even a number nowadays. It's, hey, what's your Instagram? Just so you have the connect. You can easily refer back to them later. And given that you've met with somebody in real life and you made a decent enough first impression, and there is some sort of alignment with what that person needs, and it doesn't have to be right then and there. It could be down the line, but assuming there's some sort of alignment with what you have to offer as a creative person and what either they need or someone that they know needs, all it's going to take is for you to pop up on their Instagram feed one day because you posted something, and if they're impressed by it, boom, that's how you get hired. And this is how I get, pretty much all my work, pretty much all of it. There's some things that are word of mouth, like someone randomly will reach out to me, not on Instagram, but it's usually either directly or indirectly from Instagram. I don't think although I do have a website, I haven't even updated it in a while. It's on my list of things to do, just because I personally want to present my work in a better way, but than in a not a better way, but just a more full way, I guess, than Instagram has to offer, like a more customizable way. But that's really just for me. You know what I mean? That's just my ego saying, oh, I want my art to be displayed in a certain way. And that's, that's something that I'm going to do. But as far as actually what is going to make the difference in my business, I believe that Instagram is the most powerful tool by far. Unless you are a full blown YouTuber, right? Then that's different. If you are literally running a YouTube based business and you're making videos every day for YouTube, for your audience, that's totally different. I'm making these videos as a side project, some pretty much for fun. I'm not really putting that much effort in. All of these videos I make are one take recordings that I sit down and just essentially just ramble. But people, I don't know, people have hit me up and it says people say they like them. So I'm going to keep doing it. But my point is I'm not trying to use this as a method to connect with people. In real life, the way that I'm going to connect with people, you know, not via the internet. The way that I'm exchanging contact information is Instagram. Think about it. And so if your Instagram does not at least hit a certain way right when someone looks at it, right? Again, think about people's attention spans. If someone goes to your page, can they click on anything on there and just be like, oh wow, this is cool? Or like, is there a bunch of filler stuff? You know, I'm very particular about what I post. I don't even want to post anything filler nowadays. I used to be on this thing where I was like trying to post as much as possible just to, again, try and go viral. But now you're lowering the odds of someone who you actually know in real life who actually might have an opportunity for you to just be less impressed because you're diluting your brand, which otherwise could be strong, with a bunch of filler stuff. And I've made separate videos about that. You know, if you're somebody who's making random filler stuff just to try to, I don't know, go viral again or make the algorithm happy or post consistently or all these things, I don't think it's helping. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Like, if it is, then great. But in my experience, it's just, you know, maybe this is obvious to even say, but make quality things, connect with people in real life. You know, don't chase clout or likes or followers or any of that, and just share your work. Just make good work and share it. And this is Instagram is the platform to do it on. And you know, be very nitpicky about your brand. Like, that to me is this is the display. You know, love it or not, hate it or love it, this is the way that it works nowadays. It's Instagram. I used to not even have an Instagram. I hated the idea of social media in general, and I still kind of do. I just think, you know, obviously this is a separate topic, but it's just very fake in a lot of ways. But when I started video photo stuff, I was like, all right, like, I'm going to have to get an Instagram if I want to share my work. And I just started posting strictly only my work. And I never changed that. I never, you know, if you know me either in real life or via Instagram, you know that I almost never post anything personal. I don't care to, you know, keep up appearances or let people know where I am or what I'm doing, for the most part, you know, unless it has to do with work. Because at the end of the day, it's a brand that I'm trying to provide people with a certain type of value, a certain type of artistic aesthetic value. And at the end of the day, I'm just sharing my work. This is what I do. And that has worked for me for the past, you know, several years. And I don't think it's going anywhere. So if you're watching this video and you're wondering what to do as a content creator, this is the thing. Again, I hate to say it, but like, this is the main thing. And I see so many people who, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Like, maybe they're not in a position where they're completely like struggling and they want to find work, but I see so many content creators, I feel like, doing types of work that they're not even really that interested in. And they're just doing it for the money. And then they're not even sharing that work because they're not even that proud of what they made. So at that point, aren't you just a worker? Why not just go get a higher paying 9-to-5 job at that point? Like if you're not at least trying to make an effort towards making the things that you're actually interested in and building your brand around that, what is the point? Isn't that why you started doing this in the first place? And I've said this in a lot of different videos that I've made, in different ways, you know, where it's like, you know, you need to almost steer the ship towards the things that you want to be doing and away from the things that you don't want to be doing. Otherwise, you're, again, just going to wind up being another worker. You're gonna feel like you are not doing the thing that you set out to do in the first place as a content creator, because the whole point of doing this is that you love it, right? This is in my opinion, a dream job, and it's something that not everybody gets to do, but in my opinion, it's something that if you're willing to put the work in, and again, do the things that you don't necessarily want to do, such as posting on Instagram, you can do it. And it's not that hard. Like, this is the extra last little thing you have to do. And just, again, don't worry about posting consistently or posting anything besides the work that you actually are proud of, because at the end of the day, if you post the things that you are actually proud of, and you are, not some kind of recluse who just stays at home and never goes out and never meets people, assuming you are a decently social person and you have the ability to go out and, I hate the word network. I don't even think networking is something you need to even really do. It's really more so just, it's more so just going out and making friends and meeting people. That really, in my opinion, is what networking is. And building actual relationships. You're not trying to build transactional relationships. You're not trying to figure out what you can get from people or what people want to hire you. It's just like, no, like go out and make actual relationships. And at the end of the interaction, connect on Instagram. Like a normal, this is what people do nowadays. Again, and assuming you can do both those things, post your work on Instagram that you are actually proud of, and assuming the work is decent enough, which is a whole separate topic, obviously, but assuming that you are at least proud of the work, it's probably decent enough, and just keep working at it. Obviously, it'll get better. Post that work and then go and meet people like a normal person. That's the recipe. It sounds too good to be true. It sounds way too simple, but in my experience, that's really what it's been. It's definitely a slow burn, but it's not. There's no get rich quick schemes in life, in my opinion. There's not that one thing that you're gonna be able to do. There's not that one sales trick or that one business hack or that one thing you're like, oh, why haven't I had success yet as a content creator? It's like, how do you look? Like, is it very clear what you bring to the table? If not, if it's not that clear, odds are, this is my point here. This is what I'm trying to say. Odds are you have a lot more to bring to the table than you are even demonstrating. And Instagram is where you need to get better at demonstrating it in order to get the kind of success that you're probably looking for and you might not be getting. So that's all for this video. I'm going to end it there. Appreciate you guys for watching. If you've made it this far, send this video to a friend who needs to hear it or might find it interesting. Let me know what other topics you want to talk about in the comments below. That's all for now. Thanks again for watching. Peace, guys.